Okay, let's pull together and let me show you how to use this New York Standards page here to be able to figure out what standards you're going to use. So I'm going to let you, in your groups, peruse the performance indicators and the standards for your subject area, and then you'll be able to decide in small groups what you want to use as your performance indicator. So how do you find this page? You can go to New York State, type in New York State Learning Standards, and actually if you put in New York State Academy for Teaching and Learning, that probably will bring the page up. But I'll put a link to it on our Blackboard account so you'll be able to find it. But what happens is that the standards actually this allows you to be able to find all the standards. And if you click on, you're going to be able to find the one that matches your area. I'm going to click on the arts. So now, just by clicking on the arts, I can now begin to see all the standards that are art related. And based on this place, I can decide which one of these standards I want to focus on. Boy, do I want to do something with bread? I'm not going to be doing a performing arts. Okay, maybe I may look at standard number 2. I may be able to find some pictures or some art that students have used that are going to get me there. So when I've chosen performance standard number 2, then that means that when I come here, I'm going to do another in-depth search down here. I'm going to go back to the arts, and I'm going to put in, if I could, can you type the letter 2 over there on the computer for me, please? The number 2. Click, I guess you have to click the mouse in there. Yes, okay, thank you very much. And then we're going to go in here and select what level, because we're dealing with elementary. We'll click the elementary level. If you guys are doing, you want to do intermediate, you can do that if you're choosing to do 6th grade or something like that. And then you click on search. And now, what happens is that now, I'm going to get all the performance indicators for that standard number 2. And now I'm going to be able to decide, based on this, I should decide what my lesson is going to be about. Because this is going to be my indicator. This is helping me to focus on how I'm connecting instruction. I'm going to plan for my students with the New York State standards. So the first one here is demonstrate knowledge of dance resources and video. I know that doesn't work with my bread thing. Understand the concept of live performance and appropriate conduct. I'm not interested in that right now either. Discuss ways music is used by various members of the community. Now, I don't see it yet. I don't see how it's going to tie yet. And then we're going to visit theaters. There's a library media. There's finding dramatizations and that kind of thing. I'm not ready for that one either yet. So maybe I could give examples of adults who make their living in the art professions. I could use that if somebody was making a living in the art profession with art on bread. That's a real stretch. That's a real stretch.
Well, you could say pastry chef.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. I could look at, that's true. And I could actually be able to look at here. This is like, this one right here talks about cultural institutions and community opportunities for looking at original art or talking to visiting artists. So that could be looking at bread in festivals. It could be bread in, like you were saying, in pastry shops. You could go around and do like a tour. Or you can look for bread in art and think about how is bread recognized? Where could I find artifacts that reflect bread in the art? Something like that. Yeah, I'm real way off for this one. So, but this is with the art. So I'm basically telling you that would be with the art. If I were going to click on to one of the other ones, it may be a little bit easier with English language arts, or if I would, number 2 is going to give us elementary, you're going to see that now you can start looking at books, articles, magazines, and the like. You can start looking at features of genres of information for comprehension. They maybe learning about character and plot while they read books about bread or learning about the topic of bread. So those are some possibilities.